Hey guys, welcome to our next installment of Going Pro, Turning Pro. Talking about how you can conduct yourself in a more professional environment inside the salon and retire a millionaire. Because you all work in a situation to where you could do great. That's a beautiful thing about commission-based salons is you come in, can do what you love to do, leave with a really good paycheck, get things put into retirement, not have to worry about your taxes, not worry about going to the supply store, not worried about all that other headache that goes along with booth rental, but come in, do what you love to do and make great money. But in order to do that, you're going to need to conduct yourself like a pro. Come in and be like a pro. So today we're going to be talking about is how to give yourself a raise, not dependent upon you're jumping a level or the owner's giving you a raise or whatever, but how you can give yourself a raise tomorrow. And that, of course, will lead to other raises, will lead to jumps and everything else. But this is something you can do starting tomorrow to make a big difference for you. I'm going to illustrate that. I'll share my screen here just a second. All right, so it's about giving yourself a raise. So what does that look like? First thing that you've got to do, one, is you got to quit lying to yourself. Quit lying to yourself that uh, giving clients a deal in order to get a bigger tip doesn't work. Same thing, go back to my bartending days. Giving people deals on drinks, think they're going to give you a bigger tip. It doesn't really work out that way. They were going to give you the same tip or better if you'd charged them what you should have charged them. Same thing here. So I've been guilty of that in the past. I get it, but I also know that all those people that I gave deals to whenever I used to bartend, none of them are showing up right now giving me any money. They're all gone. And that's the same thing that's going to happen with you. You give them those deals, it's just money that goes away. If those people go somewhere else, they're going to pay full price for somebody else and be perfectly happy to do it. So, quit lying to yourself that somehow giving people a deal is going to give you a better tip. Charge fairly, charge what you're worth, charge for what you're doing, and give amazing service. So what we want to do though is increase your average ticket. So how do you go about increasing your average ticket? So I'm going to go through and talk about the numbers of what it means to you, and then we'll talk a little bit about how you would do it. So if you had 100 clients and you increase the average ticket by $10. Now, to do that, it's got average tickets, not every ticket. So just an eyebrow wax, a lip wax, maybe an eyebrow and a lip wax, a deep conditioning treatment, all these different things that could be added on to a client's ticket. You really only have to add it to every other person, and it averages out to $10. So that's how you get there, is figuring out what do I need. Give people services that they're looking for that they're probably getting somewhere else or they're unaware of, like maybe unaware of the conditioning treatments. And 9 times out of 10, when somebody gets one, they always want it because it makes their hair feel amazing. So we want to increase the average ticket by $10. So that would create $1,000 a month in new sales for you. That would create $12,000 a year. So again, if you had 100 clients, increase the average ticket by $10, new sales would be $1,000, $12,000 for the year. Just keeping good, nice round numbers. Plug in yours and see where you come out. And then new tips. All of you make at least 20% on your tips. They're going to tip on that higher amount, so it's going to be there. Um, New tip is $200 a month. That's 20% of 1,000. So that's another $2,400 a year. Now then, I'm saying, assuming that you're at 50% commission, again, keeping the numbers nice and plain or easy. New service income, this would be income in your pocket, would be $6,000 a year. New tip income would be $2,400 a year, which, by the way, now that it's the new tax law, that $2,400 would not be taxed. So it'd be a total income of $8,400. And by the way, talking about the booth rental stuff, it's very difficult for booth renters to get this tax break for tips because it's got to be proven, it's got to be documented that it was actually a tip. They can't just say, yes, this much was tips. It's got to be put in as tips. because you're a commission-based employee. That box where it says tips, however much money is in there, up to 25,000, is tax-free for you. But you have to be able to prove it. So as a W-2 employee, very easy to prove. Booth vendor, not very easy. Okay, so then $8,400 more a year. What could you do with $8,400 more a year? And that's just increasing your average ticket by $10. That's not increasing retail sales. That's something else we can do, something else we could talk about. But that's just increasing your average ticket by $10. You'd make another $8,400. And that's not working any more hours. Now, we talked about at the beginning of this, giving yourself a raise. That's the way to give yourself a raise. Make sure that whenever you're doing it, you're one, charging what you should be charging, and the people that you are charging, make sure that you're making the offers. Work with your sales desk team. Say, hey, offer an eyebrow wax to every one of my clients that come in that they haven't gotten one before, and then let me know. And they'll work with you to get there. Um, but I think that's just a big, big deal, is just increasing your average ticket by $10 makes a huge difference. Like I said, you didn't have to work any more hours and you got $8,400 more in your pocket. So hopefully this opens some eyeballs for you. We'd be happy to help you achieve that. If you have questions, let me know. And let's all get there, make the extra money, so that, talking about investing. If this was new money, you could invest that. If you started investing that every year, you're going to start getting closer and closer to that millionaire retirement. All right, guys, have a great one, and we will talk to you soon.